Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube video. As always, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy the video and click the link tree in the description. But let's get on to the topic at hand as soon as possible. You guys see by the title of the video, and I'll just say it, Memo Ochoa is the most disrespected player in the history of the Mexican national team. And honestly, that's saying a lot considering how we treat our players. But why do I think this? First, let's go through Ochoa's career. Let's go. Ochoa starts off his career in the Clausura 2004 after an injury to Adolfo Rios. At this point, he is only 18 years old. By the end of the tournament, he finishes with 12 appearances and, shares a starting job with Adolfo Rios. After this season, which was his first ever season in professional football, he becomes the number one for Club America. He wins his first championship with America in the Clausura 2005, and he also wins the 2005 Campeón de Campeones and the 2006 CONCACAF Champions League. He wins back-to-back Golden Gloves in the 06-07 season, and in 2007, he's one of only 3 players to play outside of Europe that's named into the nominees for France Football's Ballon d'Or. He wins the Interliga tournament in 2008. You guys see everything I named off right now? For a regular Mexican goalkeeper that's not Ochoa, this would be a successful career just in itself, but Ochoa had already done this by the age of 22. In 2010, he travels with the squad to the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. However, Javier Aguirre does not take him as his number one as he chooses El Conejo Perez over him controversially. Now, would it have changed much if Ochoa were to play? Probably not, but what can you do? In 2010, English newspapers were reporting that Manchester United were interested in Mexican goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa and that they had scouts scouting him, which is believable because in 2010, there were players such as Salvador Cabañas and Chicharito Hernandez who were linked with Man United as well, so they clearly had their scouts in Mexico. This move obviously did not materialize, but in 2011, something more important happened. In 2011, before the Gold Cup, Ochoa is one of 5 players to test positive for performance enhancers. Clenbuterol was the substance that was found in his system, and it was blamed on some contaminated meat. Now, this is a steroid to increase muscle mass and do all that, all the good shit you want from a performance enhancer. Ochoa's name was eventually cleared, but this controversy is what is said to break down his move to PSG in 2011. In 2011, Ochoa signs for newly promoted side Ajaccio. I'm probably butchered that name, I'm sorry. But they were newly promoted and they were looking to make a splash, so Ochoa signs with them, leaving America. But we all know his time here is memed because he was the goalkeeper with the most goals conceded in his first season in Europe. However, he was still voted his team's player of the season. In his second season, proposed moves to Fenerbahce and Sevilla were turned down. He was brought back again for the next season and was still the player of the season again 2 years in a row. Now, in his third season, we all know that famous PSG game he has. He faces 39 shots and manages to save 12 of them. Although they were 1-0 up, he does eventually concede to Edison Cavani and it ends 1-1 in the Parc des Princes. However, this is a famous result in their history. This was his final season with the team, and now we move on to the 2014 World Cup. Going into the World Cup, manager Miguel Herrera was skeptical of who was going to be a starting goalkeeper, Ochoa or Corona. And to the annoyance of some, even though he did not get the number 1 jersey, Ochoa was named the starting keeper, which we all know by now was the correct choice. His historical game against Brazil will go down in World Cup history. He makes 4 noteworthy saves, including 1 absolutely amazing save against Neymar, and he wins the Man of the Match award for this game. This right here cemented his World Cup legacy. He only concedes 1 goal in the group stage, and even in the game against the Netherlands, nobody talks about the fact that he was the man of the match. He made many important saves, and it's not his fault that he can't save a rocket from Schneider or the penalty in the last minute of the game. So after the World Cup, he is a free agent. Who does he decide to join? Malaga. This right here is a decision that many deem as the worst decision in Memo Ochoa's career. Malaga at the time were a decent team, however, he was not the first choice. Maybe if he had joined another decent team like Malaga were at the time and had been the number 1 goalkeeper, it would have been different. But he even had a stretch of over a year where he did not make a league appearance for them. Think about it. He signed for Malaga August 1st, 2014 and took until March 5th, 2016 to make his La Liga debut. Absolutely horrible. But in July 2016, he goes on loan to Granada. But yet again, he's the keeper with the most goals conceded in the league and actually sets a record for most goals conceded in a La Liga season. However, he was also the goalkeeper with the most saves in Europe's top 5 leagues, and he was again voted his team's player of the season. After a stint here, he joins Standard Liège. He does decent in his first season in Belgium, wins the Belgian Cup, but then he goes on to the 2018 World Cup. He's Mexico's starting goalkeeper, and in the first game, he makes 9 saves, keeps a clean sheet against the World Cup defenders Germany, and makes 25 saves all tournament, only behind Thibaut Courtois. And Courtois played, I think, 2 more games than him. You guys are going to tell me he doesn't pull off great performances at the World Cup when we need him most? After this, he goes back to Standard Liège, and guess what? He wins his team's player of the season again. After this season, he goes back to America, as we all know. We're not going to skim over this because at this point, it's not that important. In his first season, he does make the final against Monterrey, but we all know the heartbreak that endured that day. And that was followed by lackluster tournaments in the following seasons with America. However, he was able to break the record for most clean sheets in America history, breaking the previous record of 110. In the 2022 World Cup, he is again the starting goalkeeper for Mexico, and he comes up big in the first game, saving a penalty from what was at the time the best striker in the world, Robert Lewandowski. Now, yes, the penalty could be given as his fault because of his hesitancy to come out of his line. However, he came up big, and guess what? Another Man of the Match award in a World Cup. The rest of the games, he didn't really do much, and he is part of the first Mexico team to not make the knockout stages of a World Cup since 1978. But after this, what does he decide to do? His contract is up with America. He could easily join another Liga MX team, any Liga MX team, any MLS team, and get a shitload of money. But he makes one of the decisions that I've respected most from a Mexican footballer. He joins Salernitana, a newly promoted side, in the middle of the season in Serie A. He was if not one of the highest paid players in Liga MX, and he decided to give that up to join a relegation battle. He joins on a 6-month contract for a possible extension of a 1 year. He then proceeds to save his team from relegation. And guess what? He wins his team's player of the season again. Now, this season, what's going on right now, it looks like they're going to get relegated. However, that being said, Ochoa did not play much due to the shoulder injury that he got in the game against Honduras. But it looks likely that he will suffer his third relegation. Now, what was the point of me doing all that? What was the point of this whole video? It was to show you guys that Ochoa has had a great career, and I feel like he is hated on by Mexicans so much more than he needs to be. Yes, I am aware Ochoa has flaws in his game. He is not good at coming off his line. He does not command a presence in the box. A lot of people say his saves are for the cameras, but really, what can you do? He's fucking short and he's acrobatic. That's his style as a goalkeeper. He's not good with the ball at his feet, and sometimes he has lapses of concentration. But even with all that, he's Mexico's most decorated goalkeeper ever. Despite the relegations in Europe, he has voted his team's player of the season 4 times. Now, yes, that being said, he does play for bad teams, and bad teams concede a lot of shots, which causes their goalkeepers to make a lot of saves. However, what are you supposed to do? Not save them? On a good team, would he look less impressive because he has less to do and doesn't have as many saves to his name? Yes, I would agree with that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he is a good goalkeeper, and we are just overhating. And in my opinion, it was due to bad luck, horrible decision choosing Malaga, and not having the most favorable playing style as a goalkeeper in Europe. In my opinion, in the 2024 Copa America, he should be Mexico's starting goalkeeper. In 2026, if he makes it there, who knows? It is more likely that Malagon's going to be a starting goalkeeper by 2026, and I would support that if he's better. But I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing that it's only because Televisa wants him there. It's only because he played for America. It's only because he's marketable. No, he's Mexico's greatest ever goalkeeper, and with that comes a bit of privilege, I'll be honest. I just named you guys all his accomplishments, everything he's done. And for Mexico, he's a 5-time CONCACAF Gold Cup winner, and he has a bronze medal. Little change in camera angle, my phone died. But another thing, they use the fact that he only performs at World Cup as a way to downplay his accomplishments. Since when is showing up at World Cup something bad? It is the world's biggest stage as a footballer, and that's where you should be showing up. But yeah, I've said everything I need to say. Ochoa is too disrespected. I get he has weaknesses to his game, but he needs more respect to his name. That was a bar. That was low-key a bar. But yeah, as always, if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Next video, Sunday League video, week 3. Let's go.